Okay, so our next stop, we are, as you can tell from the music, at Cinnabar Island. What you're going to want to do is teach at least one. You're going to want the moves Strength and Surf for what we're going to be tackling. Well, you're going to need them for what we're going to be tackling next. Recommendations again, we're going to be seeing a legendary Pokemon. So, my recommendation is to bring a Pokemon with Surf, Thunderwave, and hey, Blaine's here. Let me go up until we get some Gen. Oh, this is actually a mechanic I didn't even know we were going to be encountering today. You can register the gym leaders in your Pokegear. We should be able to battle on Tuesday evenings. That will give you a call time that you can go battle him. I wasn't actually expecting to encounter that right now. Wow, that's fortuitous. So, we're going to be heading over to the Seafoam Islands, but before we do that, I actually do want to be going over a couple things. So, let's throw up this rappel and get moving to what I want to get going to. Kabutops! Sorry. Oops. No. Stop fumbling. There we go. Okay. Bio stuff like that. There. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of issues finding my stuff. Kabutops! I meant to go over the fossil Pokemon a while ago. You can get these at Pewter City by exchanging the Dome Fossil to the people at the Pewter Museum. I meant to go over these a while back, I just didn't have the time or the bios existing, so a little bit of shame right there. But as for how Kabuto is, I probably shouldn't have been recording bios for that long. It is Rock Water, but despite being a good physical attacker, most of the moves it gets by level up are actually special for a while. Aside from really Faint, Slash, Night Slash, and Aqua Jet, and, of course it gets, TMs that are physical, but, those level up moves. It also has access to the Rare Metal Sound, which is a move that actually can let it do some special damage. Okay, so I probably should not be doing these bios while doing in this dungeon. well, too bad. But time to bite the bullet. As for how it does with TMs, it gets Rock Slide and Waterfall is really two of the moves that I think are pretty important and the big noteworthy ones. And its abilities are Swift Swim and Battle Armor, so it can be shielded from crits all the time, and it can double its already pretty good speed in the rain, which, that's pretty good. I think I already messed this up. Or, wait, maybe not. Alright, I'm gonna be doing a couple of these things here because I do not want to mess with these puzzles, because this place is a giant puzzle maze. Okay, there we go. Puzzle maze. It's a giant puzzle maze. I kind of like the Seafoam Islands, the whole idea of it being just a puzzle and you have to solve it. I like it, but at the same time, I don't. But I also kind of do. So, also there's items on the ground, so you might want to have your dowsing mocking out to get something. Okay, a Grip Claw. That's a pretty good item. I believe that extends the damage of binding moves. Not. I think it extends the stop move. There we go. This control pad is not working as well. And come on, why can't this be the game where we get the prompt on screen? Do you want to use another repel? Why can't we have that? Just be kind. Ice Heal might be kind of useful considering this is a place of ice type Pokemon because it's a Seafoam Islands. Alright, there we go. I don't actually remember how to do this place. And there's trainers here. Joy. Alright. Back to the bios. In the middle of that transition, we were interrupted by Warden Boba. Alright, now, back to the bios. Omastar. Also a rock water type, same abilities as Kabutops. And it is much more physically defensive with good special attack, but kind of bad at the rest of things. Like Kabutops, its level up moves and its actual stats do not match up. It is a special attacker with physical defense that gets primarily physical moves as level up. It gets some special moves from level up as well, which it does kind of mitigate that, but for a while it does kind of only get physical moves. Yeah, it also does have access to Tickle, which is kind of a rare move that has the ability to lower both opponents' physical stats. And hey, you're actually at decent levels. Yeah, I kind of want to go back to that. One of the issues, and this is actually something a lot of people I know have actually kind of not understood about my issue with the levels, it's not, oh, I'm so underleveled, why are these guys, so... Not that, it's not that at all. It's, these guys are underleveled, and we are just so massively overleveled. It makes gym leader fights, which gym leaders are kind of supposed to be difficult. They're not supposed to be these nothings that you just push over with a strong gust of wind. They're supposed to be legitimate challenges that you have to overcome, and yet they're just kind of nothing because they're so level. There were times where I was out leveling them by, I think it was like 10 or so levels at some points. It really wasn't until Blaine and I think it was like Blaine when we really started getting, this is a gym leader whose levels are actually adequate for what we need. And Aerodactyl. This is a very interesting Pokemon in my opinion, because it doesn't really do things similar to other rock types. It's not the bulkiest, and it's not the hardest hitting. What it does have is a lot of speed. That is something most rock types do not have. Unless you're considering Rock Polish, but that's a buffing move, that's not natural stats. Aerodactyl's natural 130 speed is fantastic. Its 105 physical attack is actually a lot better than you would think, because when you think about it, Rock Slide is a powerful move that does a lot of damage when non-stab attackers use it. Coming from, yes, a lower attack stat, but same type attack bonus is amazing. So it can also really make use of that 30% flinch chance, unlike most rock types, without some sort of artificial push, say Trick Room or Rock Polish, or maybe even a second Rock Polish, because their speed is just kind of that bad to begin with. It's flying type, it's also rock flying, so it does kind of have some flying type moves it can use, and that also gives it some resistances or immunities, well, not resistance, but neutral damage to things that other rock types simply just don't want to deal with. It's one of the few rock types not weak to grass, and yeah, it's one of the few rock types not weak to grass, or not to have a double weakness, because that's something rock types do tend to often have. Its level up moves are amazing. It has access to Iron Head, Rock Slide, the Elemental Fangs, all by level up. That's pretty good, considering it actually has the speed to make use of those flinch chances. Alright, so here, we gotta do is push this rock, and yeah, it can hit pretty hard if it gets going, and it also does have better special attack than most rock types, actually, which is really something I do like, because it's very interesting, as opposed to other rock types, which is kind of boring-ish. I messed up. Okay, here we are. Alright, do we have to go down here, actually? Okay, no, we don't. We actually gotta go some other stuff. Okay, so there's TM Ice Beam. That's good. Cradle... not Cradle. Not Cradle. Armaldo. Armaldo is a bit similar to Kabutops. It's got good physical stats, a little bit better special defense, and good physical attack. It also does learn a lot of special moves early on, with some physical moves as well. It has, again, it's very similar to Kabutops, I mean. It doesn't exactly have the same moves that Kabutops does, but it does get some similar ones, which is very, very good in my opinion. Bug Rock is an interesting type combination. It has a few weaknesses, only to Rock, Steel, and Rock, Steel, and Water. So it can actually do pretty well. And there's an Ultra Ball down here. It also has a very strong X-Scissor coming off a base 125 attack stat with the same attack bonus. Its rock moves, again, the standard rock moves, Rock Slide. It also gets Rock Blast, which is somewhat interesting. Earthquake, Brick Break by TMs. it's got a lot of stuff it can do, and it's really interesting, and I like it. Alright. Sorry if I'm just blowing through these. Also, Aerodactyl is recovered from the Old Amber, and Armaldo is recovered from the Claw Fossil. Alright, repel is up. Cradily this time, not Armaldo this time. Cradily is another interesting Pokemon. It is more defensively focused, and has access to moves like Amnesia and Stockpile for buffing its own defenses, and just being a generally annoying and tanky Pokemon when paired with the move Ingrain. Ingrain and Leftovers, after like a Stockpile or two, this thing is unkillable. I know, I've used it and I love it. Alright. It's very, very stall-oriented, especially if you have the moves Toxic on to just utterly cripple entire teams. But this thing is a stall Pokemon, not exactly a big-name attacker. Alright, so... okay, so we gotta go around that way. So, I wouldn't exactly say it's the best member or candidate for a team, since it really doesn't do a lot of damage on its own, and it just is kind of a stall-oriented Pokemon. I think also might have come in the wrong way to do this. So weaknesses are Bug, Ice, Fighting, and Steel. And if you want to use it, it can be fun. I personally am a big fan of Cradily. I think it's a really great Pokemon, but it's not exactly something that can easily fit well on a team, especially this late in the game. Also, I think I might have actually come in the wrong side of the Seafoam Islands, so we'll just have to keep exploring in the other ways. Alright, I think this is the right way. If not, I'm not... Yep, this is not the right way. Of course. I have no clue what I'm doing. I have no clue what the path is here. Alright, up next, we have Rampardos. Holy Arceus on Spear Pillar. Look at that attack stat. 165. That is ludicrous. In a good way, not a bad way. This thing makes that attack stat makes Rampardos a fantastic glass cannon. Unfortunately, its speed is lower than most glass cannons, so there's that issue. But again, this is a main playthrough. It's not, you need perfectly optimized stats in every way, and I'd forget to put up a repel, of course. It's really hard hitting. It doesn't really even sometimes need same attack bonus to smash through a lot of Pokemon because of just how ludicrous that attack stat is. Oh, that's not good. Its strongest move, it doesn't really actually get a lot of rock moves by level up. It gets Ancient Power and Head Smash, and Ancient Power Special. This thing is not a special attacker at all. Head Smash, on the other hand, is a 150 power physical rock move. Side effect is it causes 50% damage in recoil. So basically half of the damage you deal to the opponent, you take in recoil. Not a bad trade-off, I'd say, considering how powerful this move is, but wow, that thing is destructive. Wait, I am a complete idiot. I am an idiot. There we go. If Head Smash is too risky of a move for you. Oops, I screwed up. If Head Smash is too risky of a move for you with its 80 base accuracy and the huge amount of recoil damage you take, there's always Rock Slide and Stone Edge by TM as good options for physical rock type moves to use. It also gets really powerful, just non-stab moves in things like Earthquake, Brick Break, and just, other really, really strong moves like that. There we go, made it past there. It really can dent opponents if it gets a hit off. And it's also one of those really bizarre Pokemon that just gets surfed for really no reason, but it's something. Alright, back to this. Alright, let's see. So, if I want that item, how am I going to do this? I think I got this. That goes there. This rock goes over here. And there we go. Big Pearl. The thing made a really weird sound when I hit into it. I kind of do that again. Alright, is that actually the end? Because I really, really hope so, because I don't want to be stuck in here anymore, because I'm going a bit crazy. Nope. We have more to go. I am still gonna stay crazy. If Rampardos was a glass cannon, Bastion is an iron wall. Its absurd defenses are absolutely incredible, especially in a main story where competitive is kind of not a thing, and you can just force switches on your opponent. We could force a Pokemon to a bad matchup. Its double resistances are also very good. It has a lot of resistances and a number of double ones, so that's really, really good. But it doesn't really do much damage. I said Cradily wasn't really that good. Cradily can actually do a little bit of... Cradily can actually do damage compared to what this thing can do. So this thing is just going to be an iron wall and just stand in the way of an opponent, just not take any damage and really not do much unless you're using Toxic to stall on it. But it has one interesting thing it can do is Metal Burst, which is a move that does 1.5 times damage. Basically, if you take damage in the turn, Metal Burst, if you use it, will return 1.5 times that damage to the opponent, regardless if it was physical or special. Pretty good. It also doesn't have the decreased priority that moves like Counter Mirror Coat do, so you know, its low speed is actually kind of useful for that. But that's really all there is on Bastion. And we have another Pokemon. Of course, I'm saving in front of the Pokemon just because I always want to save. There we go. Caught one legendary. How about we make it a double feature? Alright, we have made it through, finally. Use the wild battle theme the same as other regular Pokemon? Lame! Well, that's just a prelude of lameness to come. Articuno! Well, we're 2 for 2 on tanky legendaries today. 90 HP, 100 defense, 95 special attack, 125 special defense, which is really impressive. 85 speed and 85 physical attack aren't terrible, but again, this thing is a tanky legendary. Compared to Suicune, I'd say it's probably better than Suicune, since this thing actually does get good moves of its same type attack bonus, and has a slightly higher attack stat of its typing. Okay, so it's setting up Reflect, and wow, we did really no damage to this thing. And again, you do have really good special defense, and you are also level 50 rather than level 40. It's Ice Flying. It's not the best type combination, and I KO'd you. I will be right back. That is why you save in front of legendaries. Okay, take 2. Let's roll. Articuno! One of those before, back to where I was originally. Ice Flying is a very poor type combination defensively, but not bad offensively, giving it immunity to Earthquake, which is amazing, and also being able to hit ground types for super effective damage. With how many dragons Lance had, a good ice attack user is always valuable, but there are better ice type attackers out there, and I'm kind of surprised how much damage Discharge did to Articuno. Maybe it was a critical hit. I'll have to look back at the footage and see if it was a critical hit, because I'm not sure. I'll let it in if it was or not. Alright. There we go. It's got a good mix of offensive and status moves for level up. It has the very, very powerful Mind Reader Sheer Cold combo. So it can reliably get those 1-hit KO moves off, though it requires 2 turns of setup. Not bad. It's something pretty interesting. Alright. Flood, I'd say you're probably good to go for this. And its type combination of Ice Flying gives it a weakness to Stealth Rocks, which this is non-competitive play. We don't see Stealth Rocks often, if at all, so it's not bad. Alright, let's go for Surf. We can go for one Pokemon with a 95 special attack versus another Pokemon with a 95 special attack. My gosh, you are so fragile. You are nothing. You are nothing. Oh my gosh. Alright, I probably should go back to Lineru and use another Another signal beam on you. Yeah, that's pretty much all it's got. Its starting moves are Ancient Power, Agility, Ice Beam, and Reflect. Not exactly bad, but not exactly spectacular either. So I think you are now in territory for catching. And also, I did not do recommendations for this thing beforehand, and I really wish I had, because my first recommendation I wrote down is don't use rock types. They will destroy this thing. Even if you like throw a stone at it, it'll kill it. So since we are in a cave, we got dusk balls. Let's see if they work. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dang it! I caught one of you in a net ball beforehand. I will catch you. Part of me wants to go catch another one in a net ball because that was in the file I got rid of, so it's lost. I was more than a luxury ball in that game, and honestly, part of me does kind of want to go out of my way to come and get some of those old Pokemon in those Pokeballs again. You know, not... I mean, the unfortunate part is that those Pokemon I can't use is... For story time, I've been doing the Pokemon 2017 May International Challenge, and I'm really loving the VGC rules. You know, double battles, 4v4, you have a team of 6, team preview. I'm loving that. And I'm so sad because I can't use the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Moltres, Articuno, which have extra sensory and some really interesting other moves I get. Like, I remember Zapdos got like a metal sound, which, Zapdos with metal sound. Oh, that's just disgusting. That is just disgusting how good that can be. Oh, you got those all stats up with Ancient Power. That is a little bit frightening, and I probably should have left Tyranitar back in the thing, because this is not good unless you don't have Sunny Day, do you? No, you don't have Sunny Day. That sucks. Megalon, you're gonna probably die to this thing. But yeah, like I'm really loving those rules and everything, and I'm kind of sad that I can't use those because you can only use Pokemon that were bred or caught in that game, or event Pokemon from those games, which really does kind of make me sad. But at the same time, yeah, I get that, because one of my issues with Smogon is, oh, you can transfer Pokemon up from previous games, and oh, this move that is in a previous game is absolutely busted on this Pokemon, but otherwise it's really not that good. We can't get it anymore, so, you know, it's an unfair advantage to people who have that thing. And I think like VGC, I feel like put everyone on a lot more even playing field, and it's a lot more about your team composition. And also because it's double battles, entry hazards are not a thing. Like, you rarely ever see entry hazards. I mean, I was one person I went up against that in the competition for May 2019, where they did use Stealth Rocks and I lost, but it was because my team was like Gyarados, Togekiss, and I mean I had Togekiss, Garchomp, Gyarados, and Metagross. I had 2 that were weak to and 2 that resisted it, but it was like, yeah, that really kind of wrecked me because they had an electric type, so my plan was, okay, switch to Garchomp, okay, then they go for an ice move, so switch it to Gyarados, and just like, my whole thing was like switching around their moves, just kind of like, my whole thing was like switching around their moves, and okay, you're gonna go for a poison or steel move on Togekiss, switch it to Metagross, and that kind of just wore my team down gradually, and I did lose because of it, but it's like, if you can make Stealth Rocks work in a doubles format, power to you. You know, Stealth Rocks, entry hazards, you can make those work. Power to you, man, because that's not something that's easy to do. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I used to think competitive was one thing, and I've discovered, to an extent, I was right about some of the things about it, but I've also discovered that not everyone is the same way. I thought it was just, oh, you know, we don't care about Pokemon for who they are, we only care about the stats, the moves, you know, if it can do these things, if not, and I have learned otherwise. I've learned that, you know, there are people who do value certain Pokemon just because they like it and they have used them on teams. In fact, you know, I myself used, you know, Togekiss on the team just because I like Togekiss. I didn't even use, you know, support Togekiss with Follow Me, Tailwind, and all these things. It was a Zeon one. I love Zeon. I'm probably going to be posting those videos of those battles on here because I did record them. And I am just rambling right now because I am going crazy because talking about Articuno is just not something I want to do. I got Articuno while I was bending over to pick something up and took my headset off. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. Articuno, the freeze Pokemon, the magnificent Seemingly translucent wings of this legendary bird Pokemon are said to be made of ice. You know, back in Gen 1, you really were something to be terrified of, because Blizzard was a lot more accurate, had, I believe, a 30% freeze chance, and your special stat was 125. That was no joke. So you were terrifying in Gen 1. You sadly have not kept up with the times, Articuno. I'm not going to give you a nickname, just because I don't really feel like doing that. Alright, we have beaten Articuno. We have caught it. We have also caught Suicune and finally bioed all the fossil Pokemon. So, we're free of that now, and I have one last escape. If I ran out of escape, I have Megalon with Dig. Why did I not just use Megalon with... I'm an idiot. Also, I just remembered something a bit too late. There's a Carbos or something underneath Articuno. I forgot about that. I'm an idiot. I'm not going to go back and get... I'm probably going to go back and get all the items at some point in the future, but... yeah, I messed up again. You know, let's go to Cinnabar Island. So, today was pretty eventful for odd reasons. We encountered Blaine, and we first went over the gym leader rematch mechanic, and we also caught Suicune and Articuno, which pretty good. It's always good to catch legendary Pokemon, and also finished bioing all of the fossil Pokemon, and that's not exactly something I was looking forward to doing. So, we are done with two legendary Pokemon. There is a lot more to go. And in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be going over all of them. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. I will see you guys next time when we go out to go catch some more legendary Pokemon.